10 years of unforgettable memories, breathtaking sights, unlimited excitement, new friendships. And this March, we're turning it all the way up. From the 1st to the 8th of March 2026, get ready for the road trip of a lifetime. 8 epic days, 14 regions, 1 legendary caravan. We roll from Greater Accra through the Eastern region, cruise into the Northern and Upper East regions, vibe through the Western region, and hit many more iconic destinations across Ghana. It's culture, it's adventure, it's pure discovery with the best people and the best vibes. Expect non-stop fun, endless scenic views, deep cultural immersion, new networks and friendships and memories that will outlive the journey. Seats are limited and this is the 10th anniversary. You cannot miss it. Watch out for details soon.
Here on Channel 1 TV, we are grateful for a very busy but fruitful 2025 and preparing for a great 2026. On the 31st night of December 2025, join us for a somber and reflective but celebratory time as we bring you a live broadcast from Living Streams International. Join us on Channel 1 TV at 9 p.m. on the 31st of December as we cross over to 2026.
But I need the rain. I can feel the fire. I can feel the heat. I can feel the breakthrough anointing. I can feel the powerful fire. But I need the rain.
It will be a time of thanksgiving with an inspiring message for the year ahead. Join us on Channel 1 TV at 9 p.m. on the 31st of December as we cross over to 2026. We continue our exploration of dealing with loneliness during the holidays. Join Bishop Fred Crunchy-Mensah and his guests as they dive deeper into navigating the void of affection.
Come to Lifeline, where psychology meets theology to answer life's complex questions. Christmas is a season where we need to remind ourselves that we are not alone. Last week we had very interesting conversations about how to manage the holiday loneliness. Christmas is all about you telling yourself, you reminding yourself that you are not alone.
One of the things that makes some people feel quite lonely around this time is a perceived lack of financial means.
Perceived. So not actually lack of financial means, but perceived.
Believing that you're lonely actually creates more loneliness.
This week on Lifeline. Don't miss it. Lifeline airs every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. sharp, only on Channel 1.
Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom from our studios at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tesano in Accra. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Coming up, Ghana police arrest suspect over firearm discharge at Afro Future Festival. Government clarifies ECG transaction process and describes, saying it is not a sales of the company. POO, however, is raising concerns over potential privatization of the power distribution sector. 5 Chinese miners apprehended in Achimota during 9 months raid along the Brim River. Amasaman China Mall temporarily closed after partial collapse.
MUSEC took a decision to temporarily halt operations So we have asked China Mall to stop operations temporarily until further notice.
In Channel One Business, ride-hailing fares surge amid festive season demand. And in Channel One Sports, AFCON group stage concludes with historic moments as first teams secure knockout spots. We're grateful that you join us for the Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television. Now, the Ghana Police Service has arrested a suspect for discharging a Derriere MK12 firearm during the Afro Future Festival held in Accra on December 28, 2025. The suspect, identified as Abubakar Sadiq, was apprehended after a video of the incident went viral on social media. He is currently in police custody, assisting with investigations. The following report has more.
Abubakar Sadiq, popularly known as Cyborg, has been captured in a viral social media video firing. Abubakar Sadiq, popularly known as Cyborg, has been captured in a viral social media video firing multiple warning shots during the 2025 Afro Future Festival at the Elwak Sports Stadium in Accra. In the footage, Sadiq is seen brandishing the firearm and discharging it into the air. He is also heard admitting that his actions were unlawful while pleading for leniency, claiming the act was carried out in honor of Nigerian artist Ashake, who was performing at the event.
Bring your voice down! Bring your voice! It's not allowed in Ghana now. Right? You give a warning sheet. I'm pleading for my boss from Germany, Mama, and Ibrahim, and Kutaka, that's brother from another mother tongue. My brother from another mother tongue. So I just want to give a gunshot for you. Please.
Following a review of the video, the Ghana Police Service swiftly arrested the suspect on December 29, 2025 at Adenta. Police say Sadiq's actions contravene provisions of the Firearms Act 1962 Act 30 and the Public Order Act 1994 Act 491. A Derriere MK12 firearm was retrieved and secured as evidence. Sadiq remains in police custody assisting with investigations and is expected to be arraigned before court to face the appropriate charges. The Ghana Police Service has cautioned the public that possession of a licensed firearm does not confer the right to discharge it recklessly. Offenders risk revocation of their firearm licenses and possible prosecution.
Now, government says the ongoing process to select a transaction advisor for private sector participation in the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, does not amount to the sale of the power distributor. This follows concerns raised by the Public Utilities Workers Union pool, which argues that the move signals an attempt to privatize ECG's operations. There's more in the following reports.
The Public Utilities Workers Union says ECG workers have over the past 5 months made significant progress under a turnaround program. According to the union, the program has resulted in improved revenue collection, reduced system losses, and a more stable power supply. The Public Utilities Workers Union maintains that ECG is a strategic national asset and insists that any decision affecting its future must follow due process, ensure transparency, and involve broader stakeholder consultation. The union has therefore called on government to suspend all actions towards private sector participation for now, allow the turnaround to run its full course, and properly assess its outcome before considering alternative options. By speaking to Channel One News, the spokesperson and head of communications at the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, Richmond Roxon, clarified that the process is purely a technical one. He stressed that the selection of a transaction advisor is aimed at structuring a private sector participation framework and does not involve the transfer or sale of ECG ownership.
As government has always said, ECG is not for sale. The government does not intend to sell ECG. It does not intend to transfer shares or equity in ECG, but it intends to bring in the private sector as part of the broader reform agenda to improve billing, revenue collection, service delivery, and above all, reduce the technical and commercial losses that the company has been saved with. And so let's continue to engage. That's what I will tell Pooh. The minister is available, as it has always been. Once they reach out or the minister reach out to engage, they'll come. And then let's engage in good faith. But we need to improve. We need to put the workers' interest ahead. We need to put the people of Ghana's interest ahead. And that will be having a reliable, efficient, and sustainable power sector, which will include ECG as a key entity when it comes to our distribution.
Now, the Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources says it is intensifying engagement with the home countries of foreign nationals arrested for illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, to ensure their deportation and prosecution in their respective jurisdictions. This follows a raid by the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, at illegal mining site in Achimota in the Brim Central Municipality of the Eastern Region, where 5 Chinese nationals were arrested for mining activities along the Brim River. Here's more in the following report.
On December 29, 2025, the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, NIMOS, carried out a targeted operation against illegal mining activities in the Achim-Oda enclave. The operation resulted in the arrest of 5 Chinese nationals engaged in illegal mining along the Birim River. NIMOS also seized 2 excavators, which were subsequently immobilized, as well as a Toyota Hilux pickup and a Toyota Land Cruiser believed to have been used by the suspects. The communications director at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Mausi Ama Mawenyefia, disclosed that the ministry is strengthening collaboration with foreign missions to ensure that arrested foreign nationals are deported and barred from re-entering the country to engage in illegal mining. She assured that the government remains committed to eradicating illegal mining and safeguarding the country's water bodies and forest reserves. She added that NIMOS will remain unwavering in its operations as the fight against illegal mining intensifies in 2026.
From the ministry, we are able to, efficiently, get on the ground and effectively stop these. We always say that the fight against illegal mining is a collective effort, and we're working with other agencies, the Interior Ministry, the Foreign Affairs Ministry, to be able to put some form of control to this matter. As far as from our end, what we're doing is, the Interior Minister had said that when we arrest these foreign nationals and we hand them over to the Immigration Secretariat, you're supposed to deport them. What we're doing is that we're ensuring that when they are deported, they're not able to find their way back into the country. So that's one measure that we're putting in place. But we're also strengthening, talks with those countries particularly, to be able to assist us with this, because it's something that it doesn't sit with just us alone. And you find out that a lot of these people don't come in through appropriate routes, or they come in through, sometimes not with the right information. They come in claiming to be doing one thing, and then they end up here doing another thing. So those are measures and those are conversations that we are having with all the other relevant agencies and ministries and other institutions to be able to put some form of control on those matters.
So let's remain with these issues now and speak to Deputy General Secretary of the NDC in charge of operations. He's also a staffer at the presidency, and he's dealing with matters having to do with government operations. Mustafa Gbande. He's joined us on the phone lines. Mustafa Gbande, you're welcome to Channel One Newsroom.
Thank you very much, my brother, and Merry Christmas to all of you in the newsroom.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yourself.
Merry Christmas to you. I remember when the Aisha Juan matter came up and the issue of her deportation came up. It was a big issue in this country, that why was she not prosecuted and jailed in this country? Why are we now discussing deportation of people when we could prosecute them here?
Well, I think, thank you very much. And for us as a party, and I believe a government, ever since we came into power, there have been a considerable amount of renewed energy and commitment. And first of all, streamlining mining-related activities in this country relative to pollution and what, in one accord, the people of Ghana have demonstrated discomfort towards. And so if you check, the president, the ministers, everybody have come together to fight mining, particularly in the water bodies, and then the forest reserves, and also streamlining the online, the artisanal and alluvial mining activities. Now, when it comes to the issues of exportation, deportation, and all of that, I know that in the beginning of 2025, a lot of foreign nationals who are engaged or have been engaged or caught up in these things have been deported, facilitated by the Minister for Interior, the immigration, and all other agencies involved. I do not think that there have been an occasion where these people were caught and they were not deported. The rationale is that, and to differentiate it from Aisha Wan's matter, Aisha Wan was a conduit being used by the previous regime and its actors. You know, it was in the middle of the public discussion, how she sponsored the MPP, how she used a lot of machines, she was mining the forest reserves, and that it was not about whether or not she was being deported. It was about the issue that government itself was doing everything possible to protect Aisha Wan. So they pretended to be divided on one individual who have caused us so much destruction. In this case, in our case, the whole machinery is supporting the Minister for Interior to ensure that these people go and they never come back.
So our new government policy is that when we arrest any foreign national engaging in illegal mining, we deport them.
I do know to the extent that a lot of them who were caught up in these things had to be deported to free up our country. If you jail these people, in my personal opinion, in Ghana, they're going to be adding more costs. Why don't you take them back? Because they didn't. Most of them came with purposes that were legal, only to come and engage in other purposes different from the reason they were given their visas. You and I know that if you had to acquire a visa into any country, the purpose of your visit would have to be established. And so they come in on one bet to do something else, and then they come, doing other things. Most of these people come on the back of trade, they come at the back of construction, and then by the time you realize, they find themselves in the mining sector. But I also believe that if you contacted the Minister of Interior, who is seized absolutely with jurisdiction on this matter, I think he will give you further and better and more detailed reasons why the ministry have decided to engage in deporting these people. But I do believe that, by and large, clearly, President Mahama's government is focused on one thing, ensuring that nobody does what the people of Ghana doesn't want. Ensuring that when Omar Sanda and others have said that some mining activities are polluting and affecting our environment, the government's agenda is to streamline those activities and ensure that it is stopped And so I am excited that that is happening, other than
is it not taking
what we
too much
experienced in the past.
time? You've been in power for a year now. I mean, December ends tomorrow, which means 2025 ends tomorrow. For 1 year now, the battle doesn't appear to be won by the states.
Umaru, I would speak to you at this point as a person who has a lot of experience in this industry. And I can tell you, mining and galamsey activities is a matter not just ordinarily mining. It's a security matter, a serious security matter. It has diverse consequences and diverse effects that require more vigorous actions in curtailing it. Don't forget that most of the locals who are engaged in this activity are engaged in it as a source of their livelihood. And that is why government is committed to streamlining what could be done legal and also prohibiting what cannot be done. And so if anybody told you that illegal mining fight can be done in a day or a process, as long as legitimate companies continue to acquire licenses to mine, even if you stop all these ones who have taken over some places, people will still go and infiltrate in legitimately acquired concessions and mine illegally. So it is good that government is one streamlining it. Government is also prohibiting places that we believe people should not mine in those areas, particularly the water bodies and the forest reserves. If we were given, or if President Mahama has inherited 10% of what we have done, the progress we have made as a country together, all of you, the media, in 1 year, against against illegal mining through enforcement of our laws, 3, through education and conscientization, we would have done better. But unfortunately, the previous regime were actors of the crime itself. They were the perpetrators. And the government machinery was a conveyor belt upon which illegal mining activities was being, orchestrated. And so you realize that we came and we are at ground zero. You had senior officers of government, including the Jubilee House, involved in illegal mining. Yeah. How were you going to fight it? Today, as we speak, Umar Osanda, 1 year down the line, you and I cannot pinpoint one single minister, one single President Mahama's appointee who is vigorously involved in these activities. Neither can you say to any executive of the NDC having been involved or engaged in illegal mining activity. Under Akufo-Addo, it was prestige. It was a boast for some functionary to say that we are mining and they show gold on TV and all of that. You see, so government is really committed to this fight.
In talking about 1 year, why for the Ghanaian who went to vote for you, what would you say has been the success of this government worth celebrating, especially when we are seeing what appears to be a U-turn on the issue of the privatization of the Electricity Company of Ghana?
Well, I'll tell you for a fact. In the run-up of 2024, I saw pain, suffocation, dejection, and pain in the eyes of almost all Ghanaians except few. I saw the desire to see President Akufo-Addo and his government being lifted off the people of Ghana, and that change occurred. Today, as we speak, Umaru Sanda, if you ask the Mokola woman, they are testifying that prices of oil and rice have come down as an evidence of the stability of this economy, our local economy. I won't even speak about the dollar. The drivers can testify that prices of domestic oil, fuel, which we use in our vehicles day and night, of which you yourself you buy, it has come down considerably. What that means is that the ordinary Ghanaian is not experiencing 100% U-turn or improvement, but there is some amount of improvement in the life of the ordinary Ghanaian by this government. There is impact. I can tell you for a fact that a farmer who used to buy, chemicals to their farm, even under President Akufo-Addo, pure water price was skyrocketing. Today, that is not a story.
Is that why?
You are experiencing peace in this country.
Is that why you are planning to privatize ECG? Something you fought when you were in opposition?
I will come there.
Because I don't have a lot of time, so I want you to deal with that.
Yes, under the Constitution of Ghana, governance, the relevance of governance is to deepen and enhance public service. President Mahama has made governance to be very easy. Look, the whole country has become a construction site. Road projects are ongoing. Umar Sanda, you couldn't say that under President Akufo-Addo. When you talk about this ECG matter, I think that the Minister for Energy will come and explain. But I have seen a post where he indicated that ECG was not going to be privatized. You know, MPP is cooking all of these into discussions, public discussions, because 1 year down the line, scandal in governance has become scanty. It has become a scarce activity. You can't find one. They cannot pinpoint the basis on which they will run to make noise and accuse this government of President John Dramani Mahama. So therefore, they must do everything possible that before 2025 ends, they have something to hold. There's nothing to hold. There's nothing to hold anybody on. This is simply a government of the people, by the people, and for the benefit of the people. Nobody can discharge this fact that President Mahama's government have given Ghanaians stability. When we came to government, when we came into power, Doomsor was a crisis. You were aware. We didn't say it is Doom CSA. Neither did we give it a new title. President Mahama and the government took a bull by the horn and resolved it. Even if we have some places light going off, this has been a situation with light. Places I have traveled to out of this country, you'll be there light to go off and come. We took responsibility of governance.
Very well.
That is what governance should be, and that is what we are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
I'm grateful, sir.
That's Mustafa Gbande. He's Deputy General Secretary of the NDC in charge of operations, also a staffer at the Jubilee House in charge of operations. This is Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Now, the Ghana West Municipal Assembly has announced the temporary closure of the Amasaman China Mall following the collapse of a section of the building on Sunday, December 28. According to the Assembly, the incident led to the destruction of goods in the affected area, with 2 people sustaining injuries. The victims are currently receiving medical treatment. Channel 1 News' Fauzu Masawudu has more.
According to the Ghana West Municipal Assembly, the collapse of a section of the Amasaman China Mall resulted in the destruction of goods in the affected area, with 2 people sustaining injuries. Speaking to Channel 1 News, Chief Executive of the Assembly, John Desmond Sowanai, attributed the collapse to issues of structural integrity and announced the temporary closure of the facility.
So when we visited it, we realized that yes, it is true. It is caved in, and there were 2 serious casualties. However, they are all alive, which we are very happy about. So as quickly as possible, the MUSEC, which is the Municipal Security Council, met, and we had to review and evaluate whatever was had happened. And MUSEC took a decision to temporarily halt operations. So we have asked China Mall to stop operations temporarily until further notice.
He assured the public that all recommendations and findings by the Ghana West Municipal Security Council would be fully addressed before the mall is allowed to resume operations.
Our structural engineer has also studied the building regarding enforcement, and we're going to give them recommendations, and they have to comply. As soon as they comply, we are happy to give them the opportunity to reopen. I would also like to emphasize that China Mall, as we all know, economically, they are also contributing to the welfare and business of the municipality. So our interest is not to shut them down as a punitive measure. However, life and safety is everything, and this is what we want to spearhead.
Meanwhile, road and building consultant engineer Abdullahi Mahama is calling on local assemblies to strengthen collaboration with qualified building experts in the issuance of permits and the supervision of public infrastructure projects.
The assemblies may also have to help us in this. I am strongly putting a lot of this blame on the doorstep of the various local assemblies. Because if the assembly is bereft with the technical know-how, they have a lot of their acts that gives them that they can co-opt other structural engineers when the buildings are beyond them, for them to vet those buildings prior to the construction. It doesn't matter whether the building was constructed within a very short time. It can still meet the requirement. Let me just give you one answer that I was observing on the Domi Pillar 2 stretch. Suddenly, within the last 1 month, I've seen just across the biggest stream that connects to the Awutu stretch. After you just go past en route to Domi Pillar 2, on the right-hand side, a structure that I knew was not necessarily a shopping structure is now receiving another China mall. In fact, I saw trailers parked outside and I asked them what was happening. They said the building there is a new Chinese mall or a China mall which is coming up along the stretch. So you see, some of the buildings have a different purpose, and different purpose structures go with different load designs.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Still ahead. Ride-hailing fares surge amid festive season demand. Stay with us for that and other stories here on Channel 1 Newsroom.
Your health is in your hands, but at some point, it passes on to us. At Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center, we believe that quality healthcare isn't a privilege, it's a right. Equipped with cutting-edge technology, we are fully prepared to effectively deal with all colorectal and proctological conditions. Our team of highly skilled doctors, surgeons, and nurses are renowned for their expertise in minimally invasive and painless laser, ligature, and longoproctological surgery. We are committed to providing a wide range of services to meet the diverse needs of our patients. Mintuba Hospital, your health is our priority. Visit Mintuba Hospital today or call us at 0244 581 541 or 0271 054 204. Mintuba Hospital, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother once more. If you it's your boy. Kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the grades. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So yeah, boah, faha.
Unbelievable. Said you have a city and dear Amama Kai or baby and home fair. Wow! Hello, Miss World.
Hello, Ajimara.
Now I hear now what to say.
Me who yo, madam for be ho e wakase. Mene ne ye niam adoso.
Me nya na nka me wogana. Na so me talk, me na wiase na mabepie electronic shop bi a kire say. Said you have a city no. Na ohunfo nyini ene shawo mani so say. Meba, but gold, diamond, jewels, nickels, pearls, blankets, everything. I'm a Gabriel.
Shimmer of international waters. Hey,
wow.
Obwa onya bochire bia.
Obwa wani breno.
Yenko na me kochiro.
Ha! It's a brocha nani.
Sister, Electroland Ghana Limited showroom for Frokrani, Kasi Kumase, Omo when you say Samsung, TCL, Media, and a NASCO product. I don't know when you go through. Omo, I'm able to say Kaswa, Asamai, Makasim, Tamale, Sprinters, Coca-Cola.
It's me and Kabaji said you could do the assume say bound.
Me private jet no kwa be see me and me ba. Let's bygone be bygone. Hey, and near ma mo pese mo yi no ha bia. Munyi yo yebeyi.
Electroland Ghana, home of electronics and affordable luxury.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Neil Latte.
Fresh year, fresh fire. Catch 3 hot new shows every weeknight on Aquaba Magic this January. Lap Manor premieres on 5th January 2026 and shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Market Queens Season 2 is back from 6th January 2026 and every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Bloodline premieres on 8th January and shows Wednesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. 3 shows, pure magic. Aquaba Magic, Ghana's most loved storyteller.
Nilat is joining us in studio. Neil, please tell us what you have for us in business.
Well, the Ghana Revenue Authority has confirmed January 1, 2026 as the effective implementation date of the revised VAT measures. Businesses and taxpayers have therefore been advised to prepare for the sweeping reforms in the country's VAT regime to improve efficiency and promote voluntary tax compliance.
One of the major changes under the new Act is the upward revision of the VAT registration threshold for businesses dealing in goods, which has been increased from 200,000 cedis to 750,000 cedis. In addition, the GRA has also announced the abolition of the COVID-19 Health Recovery Levy, removing an additional layer of consumption tax that had been in place since the pandemic. The recoupling of the National Health Insurance Levy (NHIL) and the Ghana Education Trust Fund (GET Fund) levies will allow businesses to claim input tax credits. Under the new VAT framework, the standard VAT rate has been reduced to 20%, a move the authority says is intended to ease the tax burden on households and businesses. The VAT flat scheme has been abolished with the introduction of a unified and more transparent VAT structure. Meanwhile, some telecommunication service providers are preparing to begin the implementation of the VAT reforms. For instance, MTN has announced a scheduled maintenance from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. on January 2, 2026 in preparation for the new VAT reform tariffs.
Those who rely on ride-hailing services for everyday activities are paying significantly higher fares this festive season. The usual strong holiday demand, traffic congestion, and limited vehicle supply trigger a surge in price, which adds on to the already tight household budget. But are passengers really comfortable paying more for the regular trips? We have been finding out.
Recent ride-hailing safety index report commissioned by Boat and conducted by Ipsos showed that 81% of Ghanaians view ride-hailing as safer than other transport options. About 41% of users rely on these apps several times a week, making it a regular mobility choice for many urban commuters. But the Christmas rush has intensified cost pressures. Increased travel linked to social events and commercial activity, coupled with congestion on major routes and constrained driver availability, has driven dynamic fare adjustments across platforms. Channel 1 business engagement with commuters suggests that the sustained fare hikes are eroding disposable income.
First, from this one, Achimota Mokomo to Achimota Old Station, it was like 19 cities or so, but today when I booked a car, it was 28 cities, yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it's increasing. It's really affecting my financial status right now because I don't do any job. It's my mommy and my dad who gives me money to like book, ride and other stuff. So it's affecting me financially, yeah, really bad. It's affecting me really bad.
This has forced some users to rethink travel plans, cut back on trips, or switch to alternative transport options during the holidays.
The ride started, they started operating. The prices were cool. Compared to taxis, they were better than taxis, but now they are mostly high.
The fare is too high. And then I'm a young person. I can't come and spend money rough for, I have to say. So I'll just have to stop using them. Unless I see, say, I have a promo or the prices are down, I'll continue using them.
When it's new, the price goes up, and sometimes when it's less. So it will depend.
The development also raised concerns about whether traditional taxi operators are benefiting from the festive spike in demand after years of stiff competition from ride-hailing platforms.
At least say first na say be 20 cities what the 5 cities but so to market so far no taxi drivers na
Let's now bring you an update on how the currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's it for Channel 1 Business. Many thanks indeed for watching. I am Ni Lati. Back to you, Sanda.
Thank you so much, Ni. To some other stories now. And the Awutu camp prison located in Kaswa in the central region houses nearly 200 inmates, but it has no clinic to cater for the sick. Officials say taking the sick to health facilities outside the camp for treatment breaches security and also causes a strain on the limited number of officers. Our Central Regional correspondent Akwesi Ado has more in the following report.
The correctional facility currently relies on an infirmary only capable of administering first aid. Seriously ill inmates are therefore taken to health facilities outside the camp. A practice authorities say is not ideal since it breaches security protocols and in some cases causes infringement of the rights of inmates. In cases where inmates are admitted, officers come under pressure since there is limited correctional officers. Though authorities began constructing a clinic at the prison's camp, the project has stalled due to inadequate funding.
We have an infirmary, but it is not all the cases we can treat. So when they are sick, we will have to transport them to the hospital. And this affects security because when you are transporting one inmate, you have to take about 2 officers. And those officers will have to be running shifts. So that is why we thought it's right to have a clinic close by. When it is close by, we will not have to go through all this thing, this bridging security. So the clinic, as I said earlier on, we had finished with the structure. We are left with some few touches to do with tiling. Then after that, we can start. So we are appealing to the public if they can come to our aid to support us finish the clinic.
Here at the camp, water supply is irregular. The ongoing road construction works in the area has also affected supply lines, exacerbating the situation. Speaking to Channel 1 News, Chief Superintendent Catherine Mawunya Gagakuma, officer in charge of the Awutu camp prisons, said despite a recent increment in the daily feeding fee for prisoners, the camp still needs support in terms of food and medical supplies.
As you know, the feeding rate has been increased to 5 cedis. That is, it was from 1 cedi 80 pesos to 5 cedis. It is still not enough. So donations like this go a long way to support us. We want to appeal to the public and philanthropists. We should always come to our aid. We also have plans of building a clinic. We have the structure there. We have water challenges. Normally the water challenges starts in the dry season. But because of the construction of the road, we have been having water challenges for the past 7 months. But thanks to the MP, she's been supplying us water every week.
During a visit to the camp to mark the celebration of her birthday, Member of Parliament for Awutu Senya East, Phyllis Nakoyo Okuno, pledged to support the completion of the clinic as well as provide other essential supplies to keep the place running effectively. The MP also announced plans to establish a model basic school that would be run by the prison service in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, as well as a senior high school.
My attention has just been drawn to the clinic situation or the infirmary here. So we are going to support them and see how best we can help them refurbish it. And in the meantime, the donations that we brought also included medications like first aid and then other medications for the inmates. In all, we have brought some foodstuff. We've said it several times that we are building a secondary school and we are getting classroom or a school facility all the way from the crèche to the JHS, which will be situated on their land as well and will be co-managed by the prison service and the Ghana Education Service. So a lot of things are underway for the prison service.
There are 109 inmates here at the Awutu camp prisons, but there is no clinic to cater for their health needs. Authorities are therefore calling for an urgent intervention. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado, Awutu Camp Prisons, Central Region.
Now, the curtains draw on 2025 and anticipation builds towards a fresh new year. The printing industry is ending December on a high note, recording one of its most profitable periods in months. Business owners say a surge in social, entertainment, and church-related events has brought renewed energy to their operations, giving them confidence and hope as they look ahead to the new year. Channel 1 News' Ashanti Regional correspondent Fatih Aminu Ibrahim has been observing this.
With a countdown to the end of 2025 underway, operators in the printing industry describe the final days of December as the busiest and most rewarding period of the year. From banners and flyers to posters and branded materials, printers say demand began rising steadily in November, peaking into the final days of December as entertainment events and church programs intensify. According to them, activities such as homecoming celebrations, concerts, end-of-year parties, and church crossover services have significantly boosted production and sales.
This festive season has been good. Looking at the events, organizing the various homecoming sessions that people have been organizing. Yeah. For instance, we were privileged to have printed pre-homecoming for a June. Yeah, we printed a couple, some huge banners, like 8 by 16 feet. We printed a lot of them. And looking at, since the year is going to an end, churches are printing their team for the next year, 2026. So we are also printing. Even today, I'll be printing some immediately after the service has been done. Yeah, we will be printing some of the banners. So this season, so far, glory to Jesus, it's good.
Honestly, it has been good. It has been good. But you see, we keep growing every day, and then so we are looking forward to more years and stuff.
The boom is not limited to large format printing alone. Operators involved in the production of customized t-shirts and souvenirs say the festive season has also brought a sharp increase in orders. Enoch Amwaten says he is still handling last-minute requests ahead of New Year's Eve crossover services and events.
Homecoming, t-shirts, business there. I think it's through October, but this time business I say you might play in I'm for the about 31st night or
With a strong finish to the year, printing press owners say they are hopeful that 2026 will bring sustained growth, improved stability, and even greater opportunities for the industry.
You're still watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Still to come, AFCON group stage concludes with historic moments as first teams secure knockout spots. More on that when we return. Please stay with us.
Christmas, my favorite time of the year.
This festive season, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to experience the magic of Christmas and New Year like never before. From 20th of December to the 1st of January, step into a world of joy, music, laughter, and celebration. We begin on the 20th with a soulful carols night, filling the air with warmth and melody. Then, on 23rd and 24th of December, arrive in style as we welcome you with fresh coconut and local treats. Christmas Day brings pure delight, exciting moments for kids, relaxing escape for adults, and an elegant all-white dinner under the stars, crowned with a spectacular fireworks display. On Boxing Day, embrace culture and rhythm, from picnics and traditional dance to an unforgettable high life and old school night. As the week unfolds, enjoy movie night, live music, karaoke, and endless fun, until we welcome 2026 with a breathtaking fireworks show on New Year's Eve. Special Christmas packages starting from 4,050 for individuals, 5,250 for couples, and 8,900 Ghana cedis for a family of 4 for 2 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 or 0362 025 243 to book your experience today. Volta Serene Hotel. Feel the serene touch.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother once more. If you knew, it's your boy. Kill them all, kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the greats. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Pearl. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
Merry Christmas from the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment. Christmas is here upon us again, and to all the young people of this country, as Minister for your sector, I wish to take the opportunity to wish all of you a Merry Christmas.
As we move, let's move safely. If we see an anomaly, let's say it by reporting on 999.
A Merry Christmas to all our young people across the length and breadth of this country. You know, Christmas is just here. Take the necessary security precautions wherever you find yourself.
If you drink, you don't drive. If you are driving too, you don't drink. If you are drunk, get somebody to drive you home. We need you alive.
I urge all young people of this country to stay away from drugs, especially on our campaign Red Means Stop. I call on young people to stay away from crime. Let us celebrate in moderation.
To my Gen Zs, I say stay away from drugs, stay away from cannabis, stay away from synthetic drugs, and always have at the back of your mind that when you hear the bell ring red, it means stop. Don't go close to it. It will destroy your future.
Let me also take this opportunity to console the families of our young ones who lost their lives during the Elwak disaster. No one deserves to go through a thing like that. But we believe the coming year is going to be a good year, it's going to be a prosperous year. It's going to open many more opportunities for young people. Stay off drugs, don't do anything that will destroy your future. Ghana needs you alive.
Next year, 2026, is going to be a fruitful year. We have a lot of good stock for our generation next year.
From all of us here at YEA, we want to urge all of you to stay safe and let's see each other in 2026.
Wish you a very prosperous new year. Stay off drugs. Have a very eventful Christmas. Make merry in a safe space and do things that will only support and promote good health. Merry Christmas and a prosperous new year to you all.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekoche. Bernard and Beko. We are not at AFCON, but we are following AFCON.
Yeah,
so who are we supporting as Ghanaians? Who are we supposed to be supporting?
It's difficult. Maybe Ivory Coast or, or
to,
Senegal. Senegal also sits well. Because there's money in there, and all of that.
It's okay. Tell me what's happening with AFCON.
Let's get into it, shall we? Now, the group stages of the 2025 AFCON are drawing to close, and the first teams to secure knockout spot are now clear. Nigeria, Tunisia, and Tanzania have all booked their places in the round of 16 with some historic moments along the way. Mali, South Africa, host nations Morocco, and Egypt had already booked their spots in the round of 16. Of course, a minute ago, Senegal and DR Congo also landed their mark to make it to the next phase of the competition. Tomorrow, December 31, wraps up the AFCON 2025 group stages for Group E and F. At 4 p.m., Equatorial Guinea faces Algeria, who have already secured their spot, whilst Equatorial Guinea could still advance as a top third place team. At the same time, Sudan takes on Burkina Faso, with the winner set to qualify for a potentially progress as a top third place side. Let's now head to the greatest league on planet Earth, the English Premier League. Now, match day 19 of the English Premier League for 2025 wraps up with the top of a table clash as Arsenal take on Aston Villa as it stands. Arsenal continue to lead the league whilst Aston Villa trail closely, riding an 11-game unbeaten run, their best streak since 1941. Well, currently, there are some games which are ongoing. And, of course, at the bridge is Chelsea, who are still finding their rhythm. Last time, it was, a 2-2 as it's fetched, some important result in that game at the bridge. It was Chelsea 2, Bournemouth 2, Burnley 1. Newcastle United 2 as it stands. So it's Nottingham Forest 0, Everton 1, West Ham United 2, Brighton 2, and Arsenal still 0, Aston Villa 0 in that clash. Manchester United leading Wolves by a goal to 0. As the festive period rounds up, with the greatest league on planet, it's the English Premier League. All right, let's get into other stuff. And Tottenham Hotspur's coach Thomas Frank has refused to comment on transfer speculation on Brendan Johnson, saying his focus is entirely on preparing the squad for upcoming matches. Crystal Palace themselves have agreed a fee in the region of £35 million with Tottenham Hotspur for the departure of Brendan Johnson, but the winger is yet to decide on his next club. Looking ahead to the clash with Brentford, Frank confirmed the player is expected to be fully fit and available, giving Spurs a boost as they aim to maintain their strong form in the Premier League.
In general, I'll not comment on that. No matter if we want to sign or sell a player or get a staff member in or out, or have no interest in commenting in either way.
I think before, I would certainly say there's been rumours asked, but this feels like this is different and the fee's been agreed. If I understand, I respect what you're saying, but with all that speculation going on with Brendan Johnson, is he still part of the squad for New Year's Day's game?
He contributed to a very good and important win against Crystal Palace. He trained very well today. I expect him fully to be available and able to play against Brentford.
Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeko.
Thank you so much, and I am Omar Rusanda Amado. This has been Channel One Newsroom on Channel One Television.